Hello, in this video we're going to be creating isometric shape number 7 using Autodesk Inventor. To create this, we'll make our basic rectangular prism shape, then use some subtractive techniques. We'll actually use a new technique called lofting to create this inside cutout. So first we'll go to our Inventor part page. I'm going to start a 2D sketch. I'm going to put it on my XY plane. And I'll start with that overall rectangle. If we look back to our size, if we count down, it's going to be 10 long by 5 high. And then when we extrude, it's going to be 4 deep. So to do that, we do a rectangle. We start in our corner. I type in 10 for my length, hit tab, and then do 5 for my height, and then enter. Once we do that, we can finish our sketch and extrude it. Again, we're going to extrude it out 4 this time. So hit 4 and then enter. Now zoom out, you can see our rectangle prism. Then if we look closely, these triangular pieces on each side are not the same size. So I'm going to draw one side and then I'm going to draw the other side. And then we'll connect them using the loft tool. So if I look on the front side, I can see it's 1 from both sides and then 1 up from the middle or the bottom. So we can do that on the front side of our prism we just made. So start 2D sketch. We want to make a triangle. To do that, we can just use our line tool to make those triangles. I'm just going to roughly put it out there and then we'll dimension it afterwards. So I'm just roughly doing my location of this object. It doesn't have to be perfect at this time. We'll use our dimension tool to make sure it's in the right place. So then to dimension it, we want to make sure it's equal distance from each side, and we said that was a distance of 1. So I'm going to click on the both points and type in a 1. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I could just use the equal tool, but since I already have the dimension tool, I'm just going to dimension it in 1. And we also said it was 1 from the bottom as well. So then I want to go down to the bottom point and make that 1 from the bottom. Click on the bottom, move outside my object, and type in a 1. Now it's not centered. A few ways we can center it. The way I'm going to do it is use the equal tool and make these 2 lines that we just drew of equal distance. And that centers that location. You can see we've been fully constrained. So now I can finish that sketch. Then I'm going to turn around to the back side and make my triangle that goes on the back side. If we come back here, we look, we can see we have 1, 2, 3 from each side, and this time it goes down 2 from the top. So we have to do a slightly different triangle on this back side. Again, we start a 2D sketch. I'm just going to do a rough triangle back here. I'm just going to click on the top somewhere. As long as I'm on the line, that's fine. I'm going to go down somewhere towards the center. This time I got it right, and you can see it makes a dotted line when you're in the center. You don't have to get that, but we will in this case. Then I go on top, and I got to close out my shape by connecting those 2 dots. Again, we're going to dimension, and I said each side, so I'm going to go dot, corner of my triangle to the edge was 3. So I'm going to type in a 3 and enter, and then do the same thing on the opposite side. Edge of my triangle to the edge of the shape is 3. And then I said from the base or this top to the center point is 2. So I need to extend that out and type in a 2. And lastly, I want to make sure those lines are equal length to center that location, make a nice isosceles triangle. So I'm going to go point, line, then line, and that centers and fully constrains my object. Then I'm going to click Finish Sketch. Now that I have the sketch finished, I got 2 shapes, 1 on each side. I can loft between those. So I'm lofting between these shapes. Again, it's a loft cut. I want to make sure to click each one of these triangles. An easy way to do that, make sure you're not accidentally clicking the overall square or rectangle you have going on, is just to select the sketch. So I'm going to select sketch 2. Then I'm going to select sketch 3. And that lets me, you can see it's cutting between those. So I hit OK, and you can see it's created that cutout there in the middle. So hopefully this helps you create your ISO number 7. Again, we use the loft tool to help us create that cutout there in the center. Good luck in your creation.